Hi, I'm Sharon with Arizona Home Group, and I had the unique opportunity today to talk to my very first client ever. This is Keith Kaprowski, and he was my very first buyer back in 2003. And he just paid off this property after 20 years. It has not been 30. You were
20 years.
On the fast track. But he's paid off this home, and I've never had a client actually stay in a home long enough to pay it off. So I thought it would be a unique opportunity to ask him a few questions today. What prompted you to keep this home for years after you actually moved out?
So actually, the 2008 crash happened because I bought this in 2003, and I looked around the neighborhood and I thought about selling as well. And then unfortunately, most other people's homes actually looked nicer than mine. So I decided that I was going to rent it. And so for a few years, I had renters that were friends of mine, and then I had renters, I put it out on Craigslist. And then a little bit after that, my mother actually wanted to move to Arizona, and so I said, okay, my renter's lease is almost up, so if you would like to live in this house for a little while you look for your home, that would be fine. And then after about 3-4 months, I think my mom unpacked all her stuff and decided she just wanted to live here, so now mom lives here.
So it worked out very well then.
Yeah, actually.
So you've been able to, cash flow from it, which is the whole point of real estate for me. As an agent, I'm very passionate about people building wealth through real estate, and you're a perfect example of that. Obviously, you paid the house off in 20 years instead of 30, but that's got to feel pretty amazing to hit this milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I didn't know I could get a house, like you said, paid off in 20 years. I had refinanced also in that 2008 crash when they had the Make Homes Affordable Act.
Yes.
And so I had a pretty low interest rate, and I just kept kind of chugging along.
Well, you got this house in 2003, as you said, for $148,000. So do you have any idea what it's worth today?
Yeah, actually, I do watch it in Zillow, these days, and so I knew it was roughly around $400,000. So it's been a great investment for me.
Absolutely, yeah. The same floor plan just closed recently for $420,000. So you've got quite a bit of equity now that it's paid off, and you would have, even if it wasn't paid off, you still would have had a great amount of equity after all this time. So for people maybe just going out to buy their first home now, what advice would you give about keeping it and turning it into a rental?
That is a good question. I guess, I would say that having a rental is not for everyone. If you get a great renter, it is amazing. If you get a not great renter, it's not so amazing. How about that? I did have a renter that wasn't that great. And kind of ruined some things I had to fix. So I guess the advice I would give if you're out trying to do rentals is actually to get a realtor to help you find that renter, because if they have to pay to do a background check and things like that, as I've gotten older, I realized you're going to get a higher quality tenant through that process.
Absolutely. Yeah, property management companies can be really helpful. Well, thank you, Keith, so much for talking to me today. And I just wanted to say, when you bought this house, this entire yard was full of dirt. There was a hot tub here. So what do you think of it now?
No, it's amazing now, and I'm glad that the trees have matured and gives us a great shade. It's a very peaceful place out here now.
Yeah, this is great. You did the cover because there was no covered patio, and I can't believe how big the trees got. 20 years, I guess, is long enough to grow your whole yard. So once again, Sharon Coffini with the Arizona Home Group. I love working with first-time buyers. I have been doing it for 20 years, and if you need anything, have any questions real estate related at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.